Hi there, Jimmy here from the Onside team, bringing you this quick video about Onside Teams. So, Onside Teams is the lone worker solution for Onside. Effectively, if you have staff going out to properties and you need to know which properties they checked into and that they've left those properties, that's exactly what the solution's for. So if I jump into my Onside web portal while I have a Onside Teams subscription, I can go into Internal and then Team Locator. And then from here, I could see more information about my staff and their whereabouts. So we can see that I am at the Onside head office. My phone was last seen 3 minutes ago, so I was in the app 3 minutes ago, and I arrived at 9 o'clock. So from here, I can also see when I expect to check out, how long I've been on the property for, and any jobs or comments that I put in when I checked into the property. So right away, you've got a dashboard knowing where all of your staff are checked into. You could then go back and pull the history of your staff as well. So if you want to know where they are for the last 30 days, that's captured there, and you can export that information as well. So the idea with Onside Teams is that your staff will check in as they would normally with the Onside app, and then when they're going through that check-in process, there will be one thing that will be different to a normal visitor, which will be being able to advise how long they actually expect to be on the property for. So based on that time that they set, they'll get a notification 10 minutes and 2 minutes before they're supposed to check out. If they don't check out at that time, they'll get an automated phone call from us, and it will basically be, hey, this is Onside. We expected you to check out of this property at this time, and we can see you're still there. Press 1 to connect your manager, 2 to connect to the property contact, press 9 if you're fine. So in the situation that the person doesn't pick up the phone, then their team leader is going to get called instead, and it's going to relay that same information by giving them the option to try to connect directly with them as well. If that person doesn't pick up, it then goes through the call tree that's been set up here in the background. So if I were to jump into my team, I could look at this one, for example, and say I have 3 team leaders. I could jump in here and set who gets the phone calls first, second, then third. So in addition to this, anything that your staff report out in the field, so if they report an incident, you can jump into your incident dashboard and manage that information from here. So there will effectively be 2 versions of that incident. Optionally, one that would go to the property owner or manager, and then one that would come here to you. So you can manage those separately. So when they report that, they do actually have an option of saying that they don't want it to go to the property contact, in which case it will come here, and then it'll be up to your company to advise the property owners that that's occurred. So in addition to that, we've also got, if I jump under properties here, if your staff are going out to a site and that site isn't being managed in Onside, that's where visited properties come in. So from here, I can go add property, pop in the contact information for the site, and that way when your staff check in, the person's going to get a text message or an email, depending on if a phone number is present or not. And then you'd have the property information and boundary here as well. So in addition to that, the property is private to your team, so only the staff in your team can actually see it. And you can also jump in there and go manage property. So if you did want to add further information about the site for when your staff are going there, you can add blocks, rules, questions, risks, its own emergency plan, and list of jobs for that property. And then that's completely private to your staff again until the property is claimed, in which case then it's up to the manager to maintain that information. So once a property is claimed, it will switch over to claimed. And then lastly, we have the reporting side of things. So jumping in here, and if my staff did report risks out in the field, I could then choose the team from here, choose the date range, and choose the format of report that I want, and then export that. And I can also do the same for incidents as well. So that's all about Onside Teams, our lone worker solution. Thanks.